Hey guys, my name is Simpzy. How are you all doing? Welcome to the start of a brand new campaign series here today on the channel. We're back on Total War Rome 2. We're going to be checking out here today Spartacus Rises, the mod. So, if you like the sound of that, feel free to leave the video a like, subscribe if you're new around here with notifications on, and let me know in the comments where you'd like me to expand and conquer. We're going to be checking out the Spartacus Rises mod. Now, to get this mod working, you do have to roll back your version of Rome 2 to patch 16, as it hasn't been updated in quite some time. So we're going to be playing as Spartacus and the Servile Rebellion. Let's get stuck into it. Okay guys, welcome to the campaign map. Let's get stuck into Spartacus's rebellion. So we start with one city. Spartacus and Crixus have managed to take Capua, and in this series, hopefully, we can take the city of Rome itself, the Italian peninsula, and claim myself king of Italy, and have Italy a free and independent slave realm. So I thought I'd check out this mod. It's quite a little bit old, so we had to roll back the update, but it seems like an interesting and cool mod. So we're playing as Spartacus, of course, and his generals Crixus, Gannicus, Eonomas, but the main faction leader being Spartacus, and my heir being Crixus the Gaul. So hope you guys enjoy this series. I'll put in the description below the mod if you guys would like to download it and play along with me. So just trying to do some negotiations with Rome here. They're not interested whatsoever. Maybe getting a short peace would allow us to build up. So we've got two armies in operation after taking the city of Capua in the Third Servile War. We need 34 provinces to get the military victory. We also need to have like 100 units and take most of the peninsula. So let's get straight and right into it. The larger army and the 9-unit army with Crixus can go north to Roma and hopefully take Tara, as there aren't city walls there. So if I was to win this one, right, so we've got a good order resolve there. Let's encircle, and let's move Spartacus himself, I am Spartacus, to Beneventum. If we can take as much territory as possible, that would be great. So we are using... So technically this mod is built upon the Hannibal at the Gates DLC. So it's a zoomed in portion of Italy and the Mediterranean surrounding Iberia and Carthage. So let's get stuck into our first siege of the series, the siege of Beneventum. Alright, let's do a quick save and a hard save. We'll have the siege of Beneventum here today with Spartacus, and then Crixus can take the port city. 4 units of their Astarte, some lighter spears here. We have 2,360 to their 1,480. The Battle of Beneventum, 73 BC. They got some peltasts as well. We have 5 heavier units from Slave Auxiliary Samnites, 4 units of Grunt Gladiators, 1 unit of Spartacus Cavalry, along with 2 archers and 2 skirmishers as well. So let me know in the comments where you'd like me to expand and conquer. Should we go sort of a little bit more realistic, push south to Magna Graecia, as when the rebellion went out, there was a lot of raiding and plundering towards the south, or should we rush north and try and carve out a path to Gaul, as Spartacus intended? Let me know in the comments. We won't be splitting and losing the war like Crixus did. We'll be consistent and consolidated, and everything will go through Spartacus. So we've got some bad conditions here. Let's wait one more. A dry day. We shall take it. Alright, so let's have a look at the settlement of Beneventum. Not too huge, just a Roman temple and a smaller city. So let's move my 4 ladders back. Let's drop it and we'll pull here. I'm not using overly too many more mods except for music and a camera mod, apart from the Rise. I like the Rise of Spartacus more than Spartacus Rises. I don't know why. That's the official name of it. It's the Spartacus Rebellion, the third Servile War, of course. Or maybe we can harken back to the previous rebellions, the first and second, which happened in Sicily due to the huge slave populations down there. We can go liberate them. So we'll try and divide up these ladders where we can. Let's get these servile recruits. And we'll bring some over here as well. Numerically, we outnumber them by about 1,000. So the more we can surround the city, the better. We want to make a strong trading hub in Italy. Okay, let's move you there. Right. We are hemorrhaging cash at the moment, so we're going to need to do constant raids where we can. So let's have a look at the units soon. So we'll just move you there. I'll move my archers up in a moment to drag arrow fire away. Now, we are sort of golden grey. There's Spartacus there kneeling down. I want to sort of get his whole model in. He's already in an ambush stance. Come on, because he's in the grass there. Here he is. The man, the myth, the legend, soon to be the Thracian king of Italy, to liberate all slaves. Blood, battle and guts upon his chest there. It's Spartacus. And here are the rest of his forces. Now, as you can see, most of our slave warriors will be operating with whatever they can find, from kitchens and bandits and mercenaries, swords and shields, but also Roman equipment they're going to be operating with, which is quite cool, because at this point, by the time we've taken Capua, the consuls haven't been sent yet, Crassus and Pompey and a young Julius Caesar just yet. So I think it was the small rebellion obviously started in Capua. We've defeated them on the mountainside. We've consolidated with 2,000 men, and now we need to blitzkrieg and expand and conquer. The third Servile War went for 3 years and was one of the major downturns in the fall of the Roman Republic, where it led a seed for a lot of notable generals to gain infamy and fame, notably Pompey, Crassus, and Crixus. It's a really interesting time period for Rome. I do recommend going and watching a lot of Spartacus documentaries here on YouTube, and the TV show, which I watched so long ago now. I look back on it fondly. The green screens, the blood and guts. I feel like it kind of came back in, 2012? 2011? Maybe some of the earlier seasons were in 2010. I can't remember. It's only 10 years ago now when Stars made that TV show. But I feel like it was one of the earlier TV shows that I sort of binged a lot. It's funny, it's campy, it's homely. There's a lot of Australian actors, which I recognise, which I find quite funny. But it's a shame what happened to the first Aussie Spartacus. But no matter, let's live on in his memory and forge Spartacus's Italian kingdom here today. We will liberate all slaves from Magna Graecia to Batavium. Alright, so in Rome too, of course, we can throw torches to start the gateway burning down, and we're going to do just that. I love the unit diversity for the servile recruits as well. There are also some cool and unique mechanics for these slave warriors. Depending on most of the heavier high tier slave units are free. However, you have to pay for their upkeep still. So that gives us that unique mechanic. Rome is in this campaign, clearly, of course. However, they are dealing with a lot of wars. They are stretched quite thin. And obviously, they didn't take this rebellion too seriously in the beginning, before it was ultimately crushed by Crassus, sorry. Crassus, who did most of the hard work and the heavy lifting, of course, while Pompey the Great snuck in and gained some renown towards the end and stole, obviously, Crassus's win, depending on who you ask. But, right, we're taking this gateway here. They seem to be not pushing it, which is good. We're going to be able to get 3 around the back, and hopefully more around this side as well. So they have to deal with Numidians in North Africa. They have Carthage under their control at the moment. Illyria isn't in this, so they're not going to be stretched that way. Iberia is currently in a full-fledged war with the Lusitani and what not. I don't know if Carthage is in this. I think maybe in Iberia. Sorry, yeah, Carthage, Iberia, sort of there. And Massalia is currently allied to Rome for now. So once we build up a presence in Italy, taking Beneventum, a key province in southern Italy, we can build up and get this economy going. So we're taking the walls here. The gates now burn, and our servile recruits are making quick work of the Roman Hastati garrison inside. They haven't stretched too well. Maybe they're consolidating further back within the town square, because we are absolutely beating, rip-roaring through the men on the walls. Alright, let's try and move, push and rotate to the town square now. Let's get my archers in as well. Let's push down here. Yeah, so it's a little bit tricky to get this mod working because it doesn't work on the latest versions. The Imperator Rome. The new ones, because it just hasn't been updated, which I completely understand. I think most of them have moved on to other mods now. But if you roll it back to patch 16, it might work on later patches, I'm not entirely sure, but I rolled it back to one of the later ones when this mod came out roughly, and patch 16 works. So there won't be too many of the unique politic systems, but to play this fantastic mod that at the time I didn't get around to, was considered nearly a full free-fledged DLC. Right. Push for Spartacus, men. We've nearly taken the town square. Yeah, so let me know in the comments if you'd like me to expand and conquer. Oh, yeah, there's... Whoa! They're clustering incredibly well in the town square. Oh, crikey. Maybe you need to pivot over here. Yeah, let's open up some angles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, the majority of their force is actually there. My cavalry was charging in. I knew they had more. I just couldn't see them. So I think trying to secure as much territory and sprawl out from Capua as we can. In the south as well. The winters and season will be a lot easier on the army than pushing north. So should we push south? Or should we try and strike Rome as quickly as possible while they're unprepared, rather than getting experienced troops and going when they sort of consolidate? But I really like the aesthetic of the army that Spartacus commands. Alright, let's push here. Let's swing around now. For freedom! For victory! For the liberation of our slaves! Right, let's push that. The Hastati is still holding on the wall somewhat. Spartacus is now inside, so we've still got Gannicus, Crixus, Euonymus as well. Loyal, battle-hardened, ferocious generals. Alright, let's move my cavalry out because we don't want them fighting too hard in there. Maybe rotating them and getting some hammer and anvil strikes. Alright, move you there. Our general's under attack. That is fine. I've committed and pushed him to lead from the front. Okay. They seem to be holding somewhat here, but as they've got men sitting in there, we're just going to have to try and push and fight through it. We haven't initiated the countdown just yet, unfortunately. They're holding well. Rome isn't going to give up their homeland without a fight, especially the northern Latin provinces. I'm sure Samnites, Etruscans, and ethnic Italians will be sort of embracing Spartacus with open arms, liberating them throughout the countryside. So technically we are a Italian faction, so we are going to have to convert away from the Roman Latin roots. But look at this. Sexy naked swordsmen gladiators. And some of them have got like decent equipment, while others are just trying to fight with whatever they can find. We've managed to surround them there with superior tactics, and now my cavalry's inside as well. Rome will fall. Victory for the slaves. I don't often like playing a sort of slave rebellion sort of factions, but there's been so much effort done for this mod. And who doesn't like Spartacus at the end of the day? Who doesn't like the story of a Thracian warrior, whether or not he was an auxiliary commander? Some like to think he was a king of Thrace before his agreement with Rome was sort of torn up and was sent to Capua and the gladiator school. Alright, they're now routing. Come on, we need to initiate the countdown, but my cavalry recycling in. Oh, we lost on the wall there. Crikey. We still haven't initiated yet. So we have taken a decent amount of losses here. The Romans are making us fight tooth and nail. Publius is fighting to the bitter end. And now the Spartacus cavalry is cycle charging. There we go, we've capitulated them here today. That was a close one. We deployed 2,360, losing 752. Publius Gulios deployed 1,480, losing the garrison force. The sort of Principe heavier unit there did the best. The Hastati did alright. Archers didn't do too well. Our cavalry did 20. I'm sure they would have got more than that though. But our heavy units did well compared to the servile recruits. No one is free who does not lord over himself. I'm sure the leadership wanes heavy on Spartacus, as the men nominated him as the prime leader when they escaped Capua for the defense on Mount Vesuvius. How cool is that? Like one of Spartacus's first stands with Crixus and Euonymus was on Mount Vesuvius, where they encamped in and threw them back. Oh, it's really, really cool. Oh, right. On the sort of fort of Pompeii and Naples. Alright, Spartacus, we've taken Beneventum here today. So we've got a couple of options. We can sack, we can loot for 3,000. We shall loot and occupy, as we are still currently losing a decent amount of money per turn. If we were to sack, we don't keep the city, we only get 2,000 there. but you do get some negative province instability, of course. In certain key areas, maybe sacking regions that we cannot logistically hold might be the idea, but looting and occupying is the play for now. So we've taken Beneventum here today, and Spartacus's Imperium and Renowned has gone up. Let's break down, replace and repair where we can, and then we'll deal with Crixus. Alrighty, welcome to the top of the turn. Let's deal with Tara, with Crixus. With 9 units, he's been sent north to take the port city, quite close to Rome. So, we're going to auto-resolve this one out. Crixus, my heir, my right-hand man, will take the settlement to the north. So, we've taken 2 territories in quite quick succession. Fantastic. So guys, unfortunately on that note, it's time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching the first episode of my Rome Total War 2 Spartacus Rises campaign, playing as the Third Servile Rebellion as Spartacus himself. Let me know in the comments where you'd like me to expand and conquer. We are only one tile, one province away from Rome, the capital, the heart of Italy itself, the heart of the Roman Republic. Should we strike it, or should we build up a bit more, push south and pillage and raid throughout Magna Graecia, which was more realistic? Spartacus never actually attempted to siege the city of Rome. However, he did like the idea. It's just, even like at the height of his army, when he had like 70,000, like 120,000 men, he didn't have the siege engineers and quality of men to build siege equipment to actually take the city. So he opted to like guerrilla warfare tactics more so. I'm really enjoying this Spartacus Let's Play. Hope you guys are as well. Stay tuned for more Total War, and Spartacus uploads tomorrow. Unfortunately guys, it is time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know in the comment section down below your feedback for the series, and if you'd like to see more, that's the best way to ensure more content. Leave a dislike if you're not enjoying the series. Check out my social media links if you want to stay connected with me. Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, all in the description below. Patreon and merchandise link in the description below, along with the Steam group. Come and join the community on Steam. And on that note, unfortunately, I have to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching once again. Make sure to take care of yourselves. Go out and have a fantastic rest of your day. My name has been Simpzy. Goodbye.